What is going on, guys? Today is another installment of working on my car. It is, well, hopefully it's the last installment of this whole coolant issue that I've had. By now you might have realized you're not the best mechanic. Well, not mechanic, just not the best diagnoser. But yeah, when I got my car lowered, I told Nick, I was like, hey, is there any way you can check to see where it's leaking in case you can find something I can't? So he found where it was leaking, and he had to put it on a lift to see where it was leaking, so there probably wasn't any way I was going to see where it was leaking on my own. Glad he was able to do that for me. But I have the new part. I'll show you where it is. It's a pretty simple, easy to get to fix. And this one is actually made of metal. That's what I'm doing today. Yay. Hopefully that is enough drained. I'm actually going to take that off too. But hopefully I drained enough fluid just to get it out of this top hose right here. Because that's the only hose I'm really taking off. And undo. Still hot. Okay. Okay, so I'm sitting here editing this, and I didn't know it at the time when I filmed this, but I dropped the camera again, not in coolant, but I did drop it. So originally this is what it looks like, right? It's a nice picture, there's nothing weird about it. But then after this time lapse, this is a time lapse where I dropped it, filled it back up, and then knocked it, and you can see it's just slightly blurry. And it's just not a whole clear picture. Sure, like it's not that bad. But then I think I dropped it again or knocked it off or something. And it just gets hazier and hazier until eventually I was inside and it was just complete garbage. So I know it might be hard to watch, but please stick through it. The audio is still fine. It just kind of is hard to watch because you can't really see a clear picture. But just go with it. It's one video that'll look like this. So while we're waiting for it to cool down, this is the new part and this is the old part. And the old part is made of plastic right here, and so that's what cracked. It's cracked like right down there. The new part is metal, so hopefully that'll hold up better. Okay, so I started pulling off hoses. It cooled down, but there's still coolant in there. If you can see, I don't want to turn this hose down because I'm sure it'll dump out. Next thing we gotta do is unclip this thing. Yep, there it goes. Now again, if you missed it in the last video, I'm gonna clean this engine with degreaser. But it'll probably be like spring break when it's warm outside, even though it's warm right now. So I'm gonna clean my mess. There we go. All right, now we can pull this hose. And that released a lot of coolant. So that's where a lot of the vacuum was coming from. There we go. Then we'll grab the new one. Actually, the new part is a little bit longer, just a hair, which is why it's not working. But I don't want to cut it. Put this on, and that idea was a lot worse than putting the whole thing on, so yeah. Alright, so I've decided to take the water pump off because the throttle body looks like it's a lot more involved. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. last thing before I fill up is, again, tighten this. And there's an O-ring in there, so you don't have to tighten it too much. Alright. Now we fill. Put the part on, started the car. The hood is propped up and I could see like the top of the engine, and there's just stuff spraying everywhere like it was getting on the belt. And I thought, oh no. So I go out to check and I find this. And so now I'm kind of stranded because I don't want to drive it because that's a pretty large leak. So I texted the guy I know and he said it's probably the O-ring in the hose. So I get to go to Ford and buy one of those now. Alright, I don't know if you can tell, but it is a lot later in the day. And also I'm filming this on my GoPro that fell in the coolant, so it's real finicky right now. So I'm having a difficult time trying to keep filming while I work. It glitches out, it freezes up, it'll just turn on and off randomly, and I'm doing the trade-up program, don't worry. So just finished my car. Turns out I think the whole reason, like I didn't need to replace the water pump or anything, it was just one O-ring. It was $8 from Ford. It was the upper radiator hose O-ring, and it sits behind this like white little plastic thing. I replaced that and there's no leaks at idle, there's no leaks at high rev, so that eliminated both leaking issues that I've had. And this is what the old one looked like. It was just real flat on the inside and outside, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. I was just filming that clip and it just stopped recording by itself and says SD error. No clue what is going on with it. So hopefully it has any of that. If not, then I'm not even gonna post this, and what's the point of telling y'all that? But yeah, I'm gonna fill out that GoPro trade up program form, spend the money to get a new GoPro because I'm probably not gonna get any money for this one. And well, if somebody offered me $100 for this, I would take it. So that's why I'm doing that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following me on my adventure. Turns out I'm not a good diagnostic mechanic, but I mean I can change parts if I know what's wrong. But yeah, I probably won't be working at a car shop anytime soon, so you can breathe easy. But yeah, let's go test drive it, make sure it doesn't leak, and also go to the grocery store. We just started the car up, and thanks to revving, it's a little warm. So the first test is see if we have any hot air right now, which we should. I'll let it cycle a little bit. Let's blow cold air. That is cold air, yep. And let's turn it to hot. You can hear a change. Yeah, sure, it's warmer. Not that warm, but you know. Hopefully that'll change when I drive. Well, it should change when I drive. And I could also be missing coolant. Like I spilled quite a bit of coolant that I didn't put in the bucket. I didn't make it in the bucket, and I definitely didn't put it back in. So I'll check the coolant level when we get to the grocery store. I'm at a stoplight, and right as I pulled out of the parking lot, it turned on to like really, really hot, burning my hands heat. So now that I'm just sitting here in neutral, I don't think I can flip it. Sorry, I'm on my iPhone because my GoPro kind of took a crap. Now that I'm in neutral, at a stoplight, it's still very, very toasty on all the way hot. So hopefully I filled it up enough. Forgot to film an outro. It's just one of my characteristics. I suck at outros. But so far it's been probably a week or week and a half since I filmed this, and the car has been good. I haven't smelled any coolant in the engine bay. I've kind of smelled it like around the car, but I think that's just from it burning off from where it spilled from when I spilled it on the engine, or where it spilled previously when it was leaking. But again, like I said, I'm gonna clean the whole engine with degreaser and water and get it all nicer. But yeah, so far so good. I still have heat, like pretty immediate. after I let a car idle and drive out of the driveway. I get pretty hot air, so it works. I actually did end up having to buy a gallon of coolant. I think I put about almost half a gallon in. Also, since it has been like a week since that video, I went ahead and filled out the GoPro trade-up program and dropped off my GoPro, and there's no like update on UPS's side, so the tracking just says dropped off at the UPS store down the road from me. UPS probably lost this package. It's like the second package they've lost for me, so videos are probably going to take a little bit longer because I don't have a GoPro to film, so I can't just slap it on like my helmet. Or I was going to do autocross this weekend. Don't know if I can film that because I don't have a GoPro and I don't have a phone mount to mount this on. So I don't even know if I can even film that in any sort of way besides just my friend filming third person, which to me is like kind of boring, but it may be what I have to do just to get content out and push through. But hopefully this all gets resolved soon. So until the next video, take care.